Hello lovelies, welcome back to my channel. I hope you came expecting a little tutorial on how I do my eyes. You'll have to look at the previous video to see how I did my face. I wanted these to kind of be, I can show you all different eye looks and not have to show you my face every time because I know that gets kind of boring. If I change what I do to my face, I promise I'll film a new one and you guys can see my updated routine. But for right now, I've been doing the same thing for a while, so I really wanted to just cut to the chase and be able to show you the eyes. So anyway, if you did want to see my face, go back to the last video. But if all you're interested in is eyes, then just stay right here. Keep watching. So as part of my face procedure, I've already put my eyelid primer on, so that's kind of good and set now. It's had some of the powders for my face on it. I think it should be pretty good to go. So what I'm gonna do first, and the first thing that I always do for almost every eye look, you don't really need to do it, but I find that it helps blend everything together on the eye, is I go to my Naked Basics palette and I go to Foxy, because I am kind of a yellow undertone. This one works for me. If you're more pinkish, Walk of Shame might work better for you for this, but I use the yellowish tone, Foxy, to just go all over my eyelid as a base for the foundation, or for the shadows that I'm about to put on, so that they blend together and stand out a little bit more from the rest of my foundation and everything else that's going on. So I'm gonna dip in there kind of with a rather fluffy brush. This is from Coastal Scents. I don't know their number system, BRBSO3, I don't know, it's this one. I bought a set of brushes from them. So I'm gonna put this on and just put it everywhere. Doesn't have to be a whole lot, but I do want it to cover the entire lid. This is the shade that I'm closest to hitting pan on in my entire collection, and I kind of am so excited to see the bottom of this pan. I will not mind buying another Naked Basics palette for sure. And this is number 1, if that wasn't clear. This is the first palette. So I just put that all over to kind of set my primer a little bit better. So that's on there. Okay. Looking pretty good. And now, because the aim and what some of you guys have been asking for, the aim of this challenge is to use my Comfort Zone palette. I'm going to switch over to that. And I don't think I mentioned that before, but I've been in an Instagram challenge this week to use my Comfort Zone palette every day and make a new look. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to save this beautiful duochrome defining shade. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I'm saving it for the last day. So we're not going to be using that today. That'll be tomorrow. For today, I think what I want to do is, well, we'll just kind of play around with it. I'll show you what I'm doing as I do it. Maybe I'll do a dark eye. I think dark would be pretty nice. So let's do that. Okay, so if I'm going to do that, then how do I want to do it? I think I'm going to do dark on the lid and then lighter as you go up. And I'm going to use, we'll do a green eye look. That's the look that I did on the first day. It was also green, but I did it differently than I'm about to do this one. So let's do this. Okay, so I'm going to take a fluffy brush. This is very Flawless Concealer Brush from e.l.f. It is quite fluffy, probably bigger than a lot of people would recommend to use, but I really like this because it runs really nicely just right here on my crease. And so again, that's probably something else that somebody would not recommend, is to use a shimmery shade. All of these shades in this palette are shimmery, so it's kind of a no-no to use a shimmery shade in the crease. Generally it's a better idea. It looks a little bit better to use a matte, but I'm gonna go with a shimmer since that's the idea of this palette. And we'll see how many matte shades we wind up needing. So I'm just gonna run this on this big fluffy brush over my crease. I need to pick up a little bit more. So the reason I'm using this shimmery shade in the crease is because I'm trying to stay away from mattes, trying to stay away from anything not in this palette. So this is just what we got, so it's what I'm going to use. Okay, so now I have a little bit of green going on there. Ooh, okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing with the other eye. Switch back and forth. Now, you certainly can go too high with this, but you're going to want to run that crease color fairly high over your brow bone on your brow bone, almost up to your eyebrow. That's the word for that thing. Your eyebrow, but not quite. So you want it targeted, but don't be afraid to aim for a wide-ish swath. We'll see how this turns out. So that's a little bit of green. And then I'm going to take a smaller brush, one to really pack on color with. So this is my Urban Decay. It's from my Naked palette, and it's just the really flat, stiff end of it. I'm going to take this, I'm going to pack on this darker, it's labeled crease color, but I'm going to pack this on to my lid. We'll see how this turns out. It's all an experiment, right? That's okay. And pack it onto the other side. Now to make that transition a little bit more smooth, you can see it's kind of a stark line right now between the lighter green and the darker one. I'm going to take another fluffy brush, a clean one this time. This will be my It Cosmetics Airbrush Blending Crease Brush in number 105. And guess what? It blends in your crease very well. So that's what I'm going to use it for. And I'm just going to rub this back and forth in kind of the same motions that I rubbed the big fluffy one back and forth in, but a little bit more targeted to just the crease area. I'm not trying to bring the darkness up very high. And I'm getting fallout here, so now I can take this big black brush that I put my powder foundation on with and just brush that away. Actually, it might not be a bad idea to just wait until the end of the look to do that so you can get all the fallout at one time. So I've done one eye blending, and you can see this looks quite a bit better now. Again, just staying in the crease, getting those two colors combined. They do blend pretty nicely together. I'm going to pack on a little bit more of that darker color. So I'm going back into my dark green here, pack that back on, close to my lid so that the pigment is showing up. So I don't want to get in the way of what I just blended together, but I'm going to definitely darken up the shadow near my lash line so that it looks consistent. Okay. Oh, went a little bit high on that one. Kind of brushed it off there. And stay close to that lash line. It's just looking a little patchy. That's what I'm trying to get rid of. And what's gonna make this look nice and bright is by putting that green, the brighter green in the crease, put that under the eye as well. So that'll brighten it back up. It's looking a little bit dark right now. So before I do that, I'm going to put a little bit more primer on. I hadn't put any under my eye yet, so I'm gonna do a little bit just along the lash line. My smudge brush from e.l.f. Okay, nice little sharp point there. And I'm going to go in with that brighter color. I'm going with this green eyelid color right there. Just kind of stick it in there, tap off excess, and go right underneath. Just right under the lash line there. Bring it down just a little bit. You want that green to show pretty nicely. Okay. And then we're going to do a couple things to really make these shadows pop, and the colors and the green and the black pop a little bit more. We're going to go into the inner corner of the eye with a nice little dense brush. This so happens to be an e.l.f. contour brush, which I don't know how you would contour or what you would contour with this thing, but we're going to go into the inner corner and actually along the brow bone as well. And we're going to highlight with this taupey brown shade that's up at the top corner there. Okay, we're going to bring that up into the lid. Inner corner there. And then along the brow bone, just to give it a little bit of shimmer, because you can never have too much shimmer. You know what, I'm going to pick up some of it on my pinky, and I'm going to use that in the inner corner. This brush just isn't laying it down the way that I would like it to. Okay, and then I'm going to go back to my brush to do the other brow bone, right? So I picked up the same color. And oh, one more thing to make it look a little bit more smoky. I'm going to go back with that dark green and bring it just a little bit of the way, whoops, just a little bit of the way under the lash line. So maybe the outer quarter, 3/4, bring that black down the lash line. And that's just going to make everything look a little bit more cohesive. Now we just have to put on the finishing touches. And let's see what the finishing touches are. So the first thing is I used this Aqua Shadow Stick from Makeup Forever in just black. Yeah, 0E. And I'm going to tightline just the bottom. You can do the top as well. I just don't prefer to do that. So I'm going to run this along my bottom lash line. And I just use this shadow stick because it is one of the few that does not irritate my contacts. It stays in my waterline for a very, very long time. I mean, it is a shadow stick, but I think it works fine for the waterline. It's just a little bit thick, so you have to be kind of patient with it, but it will work in there. So you can see that immediately gives me this much smokier look, right? So that's what that is trying to accomplish. Now I'm going to put on a coat of Crease mascara on both the top and bottom lashes. And I've realized I've forgotten to do my liner. So I'm gonna finish up my mascara and then I'll do my eyeliner. So now, usually I do my liner before I do my mascara, but I got a little bit off track today, so I'm gonna go in with my liner now. I don't do anything too crazy with the wing because I'm not very good at wings, so I'm just gonna go a little bit farther out there just to extend the line a little bit, but I don't get too crazy. And in fact, this is only the coat of liner that I'm doing before. I'm only doing this coat of liner before my lashes. I always put lashes on, and then I'll probably do another coat to kind of cover up the the lash band. This would be pretty much the finished look. Maybe one more coat of mascara and that's pretty much it, and then put on lips. So I'm gonna do lashes and then I'll put on my lips for you. So I'm gonna go for a kind of natural looking lash for this look since the look itself is so dramatic. So I picked these up at TJ Maxx for $3.99, sorry, not 99 cents, $3.99. And I've worn these before. They just give length, they add a little bit of volume. Nothing too crazy. So I'm gonna get my lash glue. This is from Kiss. I find that it's been working very well for me. And then I'm also gonna get my little lash tool here. This little thing. So now, in order to get the black to show up as much as I'd like, I'm going to use the same brush that I used for the black before. I'm going to pick up some of that dark, well, not black, it's this greenish color here. All right, I'm going to pick that up. And I'm going to spray it with a little bit of Max Fix Plus. And I'm going to pat this on my lid. This color is the one that is not performing best. Out of all the shades that I've used of this palette in this week, this is the one I'm least impressed with, this greenish black. I'm not too happy with it. It's taking a lot to make it pop or to work at all. I'm gonna reapply some liner. Okay, and I think that is the look. So this is a much darker smoky green eye than the look that I did on Monday. That was a little bit more fun. This one is a little bit more serious because I've used that black. But before I forget, I knew I was forgetting something. I should do my lips. And I think because this lip is so intense, I'm gonna try to do a kind of neutral, or the eye look is so intense, I'm gonna do a neutral lip. And I think I'll do Tea and Cookies from NYX. It's a little bit better. Okay, so that's the look, guys. I know it kind of took a while there at the end, but getting those lashes on is a little bit of an adventure every time. So, but this is the look. Green smoky eye. At least that's what I'm gonna call it. So it does look a little unblended there when I do like this because I was trying to really build up that black. That's okay. So we look at it from this angle, we see a little bit more smoothly, right? So, or you know what? I can do better than that. I hope hope you guys enjoyed learning how to do these eyes, and I will see you in the next one. Give me a like or a thumbs up and subscribe if you are so inclined and you enjoyed this video. There will be more looks coming from this palette because there are so many that you can get out of this that I really want to share more. I think I enjoy that, and I think you guys do too. So anyway, stay tuned for the next one, and I will see you then. Bye.